Welcome to the podcast about venture capital, where investors and founders alike can learn how VCs make decisions and reach conviction. Your host is Nick Moran, and this is The Full Ratchet.
Welcome back to The Full Ratchet. On today's special segment of Investor Stories, the investors address trends, sectors, and markets that they think are positioned for outsized returns in the future. This is the segment called What's Next?
On today's special segment, we have Hernán Fernandez of Angel Ventures. Hernán, can you talk about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
Well, definitely, as we mentioned, fintech and anything that has to do with embedded finance, I'm super bullish. Arguably, we have seen, more and more dollars going to fintech, and there's some people that are saying, okay, what's the new fintech, right? And I think it's a very valid discussion. I do think that fintech still has some years to go because, again, there's like so much opportunity, right, in Latin America. I will say like food tech, we are like super bullish on food tech. We're doing anything, how we define food tech, which is it's also a little bit vague, is anything that impacts the way how you eat food, right? It can be all the way from agri-tech using drones or whatever to, replacing animal-based proteins to, how you actually get your food delivered to your door or how you, eat your food in a restaurant or whatever. So I think like our whole relationship for food is changing, and certainly that tackles into sustainable, a more sustainable way of doing things. And but again, we're seeing amazing companies starting to happen in the food tech scene. So we're really bullish on that.
On today's special segment, we have Parker Barrile of Nordic Ventures Partners. Parker, can you talk about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
Yeah, I think so many spaces and trends have more runway than anyone ever imagined. So, I'm excited about doubling down on areas where Norwest has had success and where I've had success. So for me, that's primarily fintech, HR tech, and marketplaces, I'd say. I've also made some investments in smart home, which I think is a big market opportunity, and more recently, some data platforms. I think going forward, I'd love to see, Norwest and myself, make more investments in crypto and Web3, robotics. I think, there's still a massive opportunity in data broadly. More specifically, you're seeing a lot of innovation in data governance. So, I'm bullish about a lot of different spaces. And I think that's the beauty of having, a broad set of interests and a big fund is that you can be sort of opportunistic about, what you see out in the market.
On this special segment, we have Maryanna Saenko of Future Ventures. Maryanna, can you talk about the sectors or trends that you're most bullish on?
I think that I'm pausing here in the sense that as you've gotten from our conversation, we're a bit generalists, which means that we don't necessarily pick favorites. I think the things that I'm most hopeful on, and I hope that my hope translates to bullishness, is broadly the climate tech sector. One, by the sense of persistent capital that's flowed into it. I think even a couple of years ago, we saw a bit more tourist capital, and I think everyone was pretty nervous that was going to be the case in this climate tech, which is really clean tech 3.0 coming around. But I think you're seeing funds that by their charter are focused very deeply in this space. And so I'm extremely optimistic about that. I think the reason that I'm actually optimistic about it is not that, though. The reason I'm optimistic about it is my fiance was at SpaceX for 7 years, and he left to go work on a climate tech company because he decided that we already live on a spaceship and it's Spaceship Earth, and he would really like to ensure that that continues to be a functional spaceship. And the number of his peers that are similarly inclined, and, forgive me, Elon, I want all of the brilliant SpaceX kids to stay at SpaceX and stay focused there. It's an amazing company. But just the number of brilliant young and up and coming and maturing engineers in various trajectories of their career that are pausing and saying, what am I doing with my work? And how is it benefiting the world right now?
Really? Cool kids want to do climate.
Absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Like, it's probably the most common question I get now is from engineers coming out of large corporations saying, I want a career shift. I want to go work in climate. You have interesting portfolios. Who should I be talking to? Where should I be looking? What are the biggest problems? I think that is the most inspiring thing right now. And it's the thing that makes me most confident about the trajectory of this industry broadly.
That will conclude this installment of Investor Stories. If you're enjoying the program and would like to see it continue, take a moment and leave a 5-star review in iTunes. Also, if you'd like updates on new content from TFR, as well as the top 10 VC articles every week, go to fullratchet.net and sign up for the newsletter. Okay, that will wrap things up for today. Until next time, over-prepare, choose carefully, and invest confidently. Thanks for joining me.